It's that time of the year again. Tanager 2025 edition is about to come out here. So of course, we're having our annual Tanager house. We just flew out some of the most influential people in the country. They are here. We just arrived at Hotel St. Cecilia on South Congress Street in Austin, Texas. And we're gonna have probably the best weekend of all time. And you are gonna come along with us. Let's go. We just pulled up to Secret Theater, the venue for our full circle dinner tonight. It's magical. The guests are here, everyone's dancing, we got the drinks are flowing, the fire is on, the food is getting cooked. It's gonna be a great night. Let's go. Dinner last night was amazing. Everyone had an incredible time. The steak was delicious. The drinks were phenomenal. Today, we just pulled up to the distillery. Miliano is about to take them on a tour, show them how we make the actual whiskey, and then we're gonna take them in for our Tanager moment.
Welcome to Still Austin, everybody. How are we? We're glad to have you all out and talk a little bit about why whiskey, since Still Austin, is so important and so profound.
I am indeed trying stuff. Right now I'm trying borderline gasoline, pure ethanol, and it's all delicious.
This next part of what we're going to be doing is a little bit more of education, but like fun education. Drink it.
So what we're gonna do first, it actually is a blind tasting. And what we really want to do is kind of talk about the differences between Kentucky whiskey and Texas whiskey, how different it is. Where a lot of people think that whiskey or bourbon can only be made in Kentucky. That's not true.
And then obviously at the end, we want you to make your own informed decision on which one you think is the best.
Well, no one's favorite was number one. Whose favorite was number two? Damn! Whose favorite was number three?
Thank God.
The number three was still Austin.
We put some big hitters in here. You've all heard of Bullet. You've all heard of Bullet. Bullet was number one. We don't throw shade. We're not talking down about any other Texas distillery. We're just trying to show you the differences and why we kick ass. Number two is Treaty Oak. And then number three is our beautiful musician. That's 70% corn, 25 rye, 5% malted barley. Man, I'm so proud of you.
So how did we get to what you just tried, the musician? First, it really all starts from super high quality grain. We get all our grain from Lone Star Family Farms up in the Panhandle. And then another big difference, there's many column stills in North America, but ours is a true one of one that really just makes a super clean distillate. Then you kind of dive into the barrel maturation. And this is like where, you know, all the magic happens. In Texas, you can age whiskey very fast. That Bullet is probably around 6 years old, and the musician's only 3 years old, but probably tasted more mature. It's very much a double-edged sword, where everyone always say, well, you can make a 2-year-old taste like a 4-year-old. But what's the caveat with that? It's a Texas oak bomb. So how do you combat that? Early on, Nancy Fraley, our master blender, she came in and she started to teach us all these techniques. It's called élevage. And within that is the slow water reduction process. Let's say the musician's 3 years old. You're gonna open up every single barrel individually and you're gonna add about 3 to 6 liters of water into every single barrel. What that's doing is you're pulling out different solubles out of the wood. From 114 to 125 proof, you get a lot of alcohol soluble sugar, so that's going to be a lot of your wood. So if you were to barrel something in Texas at the legal limit, 125 proof, the proof eventually is just going to go up, 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 and up. There's your Texas oak bottle. For us, we barrel at 116 proof. So when we open them up, they're at about 118. Then you're reducing them down and you hit that water soluble sugar point. That's where you're getting that caramel, vanilla, toffee, like all those sweet characteristics that you really can't get if you don't do this slow water reduction process. So that's a little bit about how we got to the musician and how you're going to taste these now. I really want you guys to try how we profile barrels. So you're gonna see A, B, and C. Within any of these, it's not that A is better than C or C is better than B. It's just how we're grading them.
So I don't think John fully understands, to someone like me that's just from the outside kind of coming to this industry fresh, like how insane the blending situation is, right? You can see in some of the videos that we're running, we have these thousands and thousands of barrels stacked up in a warehouse. And it's not climate controlled, so whatever the weather's doing, is affecting those barrels. When he's talking about the musician, it's the exact same farm, the exact same ingredients, the exact same process to make everything. But every single one of those barrels is going to completely taste different. When you go buy the musician at the store, whether you're at, here at the distillery in Texas, or if you're in California and whatever, these bottles have been bottled at different times of the year. The stuff that went in it was distilled at different times of the year, and the barrels all sat in different places in the warehouse. So to be able to take samples from all of these different barrels and then blend them together to where it tastes all of them the exact same, pure art. Blew my mind when I first figured all this stuff out. Oh yeah, how could you possibly get something that tastes the same? John and his mentor Nancy, the master blender, they've just got the palate. They know how to taste this stuff and say, oh yeah, 20% of that, 30% of that, that's the musician. So it's really, really incredible. And that was kind of like the preamble to how we get to the A's, the B's, and the C's.
All right, so everyone just blended their own Still Austin whiskey, their own custom one-of-a-kind blend. We're gonna bottle up for them, put a sweet custom label on it. You're about to see that. Now, they're eating Leroy and Lewis Michelin Star Barbecue right here in Texas. It's delicious, they're having a great time. Next up, the Tanager. Let's go.
Okay, so we learned a little bit about the difference between Texas whiskey and Kentucky whiskey. Learned a little bit about the blending process and all the fun that goes into that. Learned a little bit about the perfect complement to bourbon, which is Texas brisket. Now the final part of this thing is gonna be talking a little bit about Tanager and Tanager House and how that all works together. If you'll notice here on the left-hand side, there's this red bird in the background. And so there's a summer Tanager bird that basically migrates to Texas. And we thought that it was really cool and fitting because so many people have migrated to Texas. About 2 years ago, we were sitting down trying to think of what our next giant, big, amazing release was gonna be. And John had some ideas that he wanted to play with, and he was working on some barrels that he'd laid down a few years earlier. And we said, all right, we've landed on Tanager. We think that that's a great idea. Let's put the bird in the spotlight. So that's the half of the art of Texas whiskey that we always talk about, which is the apparent art, the front of it. The most important part about this is the art that's inside the bottle. That came from this guy right here. So I'm gonna let John talk a little bit about his process and how special this stuff is.
So when we were trying to develop something of this high of an end in a cigar blend, typically you would have it finish in a cognac barrel or an Armagnac barrel to try to give you that richness and viscosity that you're looking for in a cigar blend. So how did we do that? A thing that we did, a little spin off of the slow water reduction process, proofed all the barrels down back in April of 23, all down to 106 to 108 proof to really get it very rich, pulling all those water soluble sugars out. But what you're essentially doing is you're fortifying the whiskey. Instead of adding water to whiskey, you're adding whiskey to water until you get down to a certain proof. And that proof is 50 proof. And then you put it back into a barrel, you can age it forever because it's such a low proof. But what you're doing is it's almost like a syrupy concentrate after a while. And that's the final step in the reduction in the Tanager. So instead of adding water to it, but you're adding Tito individually to every single one of those barrels. So just to, go back with the steps, it's the blue, red, and white corn. This one has been slow watered to 106 to 108 proof. It's sat for 2 years. And then that final reduction, once the barrels were up, they were about 108 proof. Then the final reduction down to 107.5 was that Tito added to it. And this is also the the 6-year version of the Tanager.
Y'all are the first people in the country to taste this. This doesn't even come out until next month. So it's very, very special. And we hope you guys all enjoy it. And raise your glasses. Thank you all so much for coming. Really appreciate it. Hope you had a great time.
Cheers, guys.
All right, y'all, that's a wrap. Tanager House 2025, incredible experience, amazing experience. Can't wait to do it again next year, you know? Let's go. Still Austin on top.